a fine driver. He's 1-2, almost won at Dover last week. Today, though, things aren't going their way. Back to pit road, problems with the hood and the left front corner of that car. Gilchrist ran so well in the Busch Series race at Raceway Park the other night. Brian Drebber, they're trying to get that car pieced together for the rest of the run.
Well, of course, they're taking a look at the bodywork and taking it off. Derek's dad's ripping off the left side there, and Robert Hampke's trying to tape up what's left in the left headlight. They changed the right side tires and took advantage of having to come in and stop at least to get fresh rubber on the car. But you're right, it's just kind of damage control at this point for Derek Gilchrist and his team.
To show you what happened to cause that damage to the Grease Lightning Chevrolet. This is going down into turn 3. Gilchrist, see the red roofed car spins. It's Alec Pinsino. There goes Stewart. The 52 was just caught in that.
It really was. It looked like the Alec checked up. The 33 got into Alec, and the 52 car could not stop.
On board Ken Alexander's machine. We'll get a look at it from behind. Dave Doran sneaking by there. Everybody back on the gas. So Gilchrist will try to finish this one the last 30 laps. 30 to go right now. Without the hood and much of the left front fender. Gilchrist raced against you, Butch, at IRP Friday night. Did a great job in Ken Schrader's Busch car.
Really did. Got caught in. They had like a crazy last 25 laps at IRP, and he was running well into the top 10. Got caught up in a wreck, and I believe he still would have finished in that top 10. He ran good all night long, ran a clean race, and just got a little unlucky.
And you ran a great race, finishing 9th in your Genelec Chevrolet. Congratulations on it.
Thank you.
Leaders down into turn 3 under caution for the 10th time today. 30 to go. Getty is your restart leader. Tim Sauter in the 9, Scott Hansen in the 99. Great to have those two great veterans back in the series. Tristan Dupuis and Rick Beebe the rest of the first 5. Then Landis, Jimmy Johnson, Mike Miller, Kevin Noodleman, and Eddie Hoffman out the top 10 for the restart. And that is a murderer's row of short track stock car racers. About the only name that isn't there is Butch Miller.
Maybe.
Now we need you up here. We're not going to release you for that. I want to thank all the fans who've come out here today at LaCrosse Fairgrounds Speedway. It is a terrific sellout overflow crowd. More than a sellout here. And we thank you for being with us on CNN Motorsports. We're back in 3 weeks at the Milwaukee Mile, 2 o'clock Eastern and Pacific for ASA stock car action. Restarting with 28 laps to go. Sauter right behind Eddie. They go to turn 1. Hansen is there as well. Eddie pushes up the racetrack. Sauter goes to the inside. Eddie has not pitted in almost 80 laps. Sauter, however, has. And here he comes to the inside on a little bit fresher rubber. Eddie gets it wound up and hangs on to the point. Eddie has led since, oh gosh, it's been 80 or 90 laps. Since that last cycle of cautions around lap 200. Eddie and Sauter door to door. Down the backstretch for the lead. Sauter to the low side, pushes by. Eddie says, I'm coming back at you. Around the high side, the 7-time champion gives up the lead to Tim Sauter. So Sauter got a great restart in the Build-A-Mold Chevrolet, but Eddie now to the inside will try to dig back at it. Boy, I'm surprised. Sauter just drove by him coming off that restart. 25 to go this time by.
Well, you know, Sauter's tires are about 40 laps newer, but if they stay green right now, those tires will equal back out, and Eddie could go right back by him.
We're told that Eddie may have lost a couple of gears and may have had a little trouble coming up through the gearbox. Meantime, look at this. Scott Hansen running 3rd spins up at the top of 2. So Hansen on even fresher tires. We thought he might be a threat. He loops the 99 car and brings out another caution with 24 laps remaining. So the field slows back down. Safety car will come back out again, and we'll try to set the restart order for you here in just a moment. Pace car, Pontiac, Grand Prix, GTP car moving up onto the backstretch. Hansen looks like he's got a tire down. He sure does. The left rear wiggling badly.
He's got a broken wheel or something.
Yeah.
Because he was sideways going down the straightaway at no speed at all.
Brian Drebber on the back pits. What's going on there? They're getting ready to do some work to the 99 car.
Well, you guys are awful good. Right rear wheel, and Lisa Smokestad shaking her head in dismay. Apparently there's something wrong with the wheel or what holds it on. They had to take the center. Yes, the center section's broken out of the wheel on the left rear. So that make that wheel number 13 here this year, guys. If the count is accurate, you can add one more to it here right now.
Watching the clock in the top left of your screen. Now this is a yellow flag pit stop. Hansen saying, come on, come on, come on, drop this thing. He doesn't want to get caught on pit road. He stalls it. They put it down and he stalled it. Hansen trying to refire the 99 car, and he has lost a lap.
There's the wheel.
Tough break for Scott Hansen. Showed to you one more time. We watched Landis, Beebe, and there's Hansen at the top of the racetrack. Wheel broke, and that's what threw him around, no doubt.
Sure did. Because it's not like Scott just spin out on his own, and he was all by himself there.
And he has still not refired the 99 card. He's taken his helmet off, so we'll try to find out what's going on. Maybe he's decided it's not worth trying to come back out. Wild developments late in the going at LaCrosse. 19 laps to go on LaCrosse Fairgrounds Speedway in West Salem, Wisconsin for the ASA ACDelco Challenge Series. Tim Sauter has pulled away from Mike Eddy here in the late going. Mike Garvey in the 1 car is not on the lead lap. He is not third. Tristan Dupuis is third in the 11 car. The 9 of Sauter, the 88 of Eddy, who has led so many laps here today. The 11 of Dupuis, who's turned in a good run. Rick Beebe is 4th. Jack Landis is 5th. Mike Miller, Jimmy Johnson, Eddie Hoffman, Gary St.Amant, and Kevin Noodleman, your top 10. 17 to go, and we'll see what's happening as the 88 tries to chase down the 9 of Sauter. Brian Trevor, Scott Hansen just decided he'd had enough, I guess, huh?
Well, guys, I'm trying to get the story from it down here. Since they broke the right rear wheel, it also broke off some of the studs, so they weren't really able to get that wheel attached. Scott Hansen came out of the car, said, "Where's my clothes?" Grabbed a bundle full and headed off to change into his civilians.
Tough break for Hansen, the great veteran, running third. Wheel broke on the car, but it may have been more than that, as you see. Now, Eddie starting to get back up to speed in the 88 car. Looks like he's reeling in Sauter here. 15 to go. What do you think, Butch?
I don't know. It's getting down there, and if Mike gets close to him, Mike will probably win the race.
Getting there is one thing, but getting by is something else again.
Mike Miller's gone from 7th to 4th, guys, here in the closing laps. I think he's out of time, though.
Take a look back at Jimmy Johnson trying to hold off Jack Landis for 6th. This is for 6th. Johnson 6th. Landis 7th. St.Amant up to 8th. Hoffman is 9th. Then group of 4 cars. Meantime, Eddie has closed up on the back deck lid of Sauter. We're going to have a dandy for the win here before this one's over. We watch Johnson in the Pennzoil Chevrolet running 6th. 1 win this year in Memphis in May. 7 in the 07 battling. St.Amant wants points. He wants 7th spot away from Landis, too. 13 to go. 07 and the 7 battling for position. This is for 7th spot down in 1 and 2. Johnson working on Beebe up ahead. That's for position. That's for 5th spot. And for the lead on the main straightaway with a dozen laps left. Tim Sauter in the 9 is your leader. Mike Eddy in the 88 is 2nd spot. Eddy has closed in, so we had heard earlier he might have lost a couple of gears, and it may well be the case because off the restart he was not strong at all, but now as the car's gotten back up to speed, the tires have come in, he's starting to reel them in. The 07, the 7, and the 5 all battling for position. Landis is 7th, or was. Give that spot now to Gary St.Amant. So give St.Amant 7th behind Jimmy Johnson. Johnson and Rick Beebe up ahead battling for 5th. So St.Amant may be able to get up into the mix here and challenge for 5th spot in the late going. 10 laps remaining, 10 to go. Jimmy Johnson and Beebe fighting out for 5th. Beebe is 5th, Johnson 6th. Johnson to the inside, wants the spot. Great racing. Boy, it doesn't get any better. What we're seeing here today at LaCrosse. Johnson leans on Beebe in the corner and gets by him. Jimmy Johnson with a good move to grab 5th away from Rick Beebe. Good move indeed. Mike Miller up ahead, roughing up Tristan Dupuis a little bit. This is for 3rd. 8 to go, and Miller all over Dupuis, and Butch, as you called it, Dupuis very hard to get by. Battle for the lead going into turn 3. We'll show that to you next. Here's Miller and Eddie now in the 88 car to the inside of Sauter. 7 to go. Eddie to the inside. This is for 3rd. Miller and Dupuis. We need to be showing you this on a split screen situation. We've got great battles all around the racetrack. Oh, and Miller gets together with Dupuis. They tangle in 2. And that will end that particular battle. Dupuis and Miller come together coming off the corner. We were bouncing back and forth between the race for 3rd and the race for 1st. While we were away looking at Mike Eddy trying to track down Sauter with 6 to go. Drivers battling for third got together. Not a hard hit, but enough to damage both race cars.
You know, and the worst part about this is we had such a good lead, a good race for the lead. And now I think Mike Eddy's tires are going to be a little cool to give a real good race.
We'll come around to 5 to go, and the lap count will hold next time by under ASA rules. Here it is again. Miller got inside Dupuis, wanted the spot as this is for third now. Dupuis turned down into him, it looked like.
I don't think Mike could have got any lower. He was almost had the left 2 tires in the grass.
Tough tangle indeed. Those 2 drivers doing a great job door to door for third spot. Now, neither of them have pitted. Obviously, with 5 to go, you don't want to do that, but you have to think that neither car will behave correctly with all that body damage.
That was taking both out of contention. However, with this few cars on lead lap, we're looking at 11 cars on lead lap with Miller and Dupuis now 10th and 11th. They can still salvage a decent finish, but if they did pit, that may cost them time, or if they found a severe problem, that may cost them a lap and further positions.
They stay on the racetrack. Miller ahead of Dupuis for the time being. Safety car is out. Sauter will be your restart leader. Eddy will go second. There's the Build-A-Mold Chevrolet. Garvey is next in line, not on the lead lap. Pinsino in the 93, not anywhere close to the lead lap. He looks like he wants to come on a pit road. 5 laps remaining. The laps are not counting at this point. The last 5 will be run under green. We'll show you the first 10 drivers in the running order. Now remember, we mentioned that Eddy seems to have a problem getting away on the restart. Sauter, your leader, then Eddy and Jimmy Johnson, who got by Beebe a moment ago. They take over 3rd and 4th. St.Amant, he has not had a good race car for much of the day, but he's managed to hang tough in 5th. And then Eddie Hoffman will be 6th. Jack Landis will restart 7th. Kevin Noodleman will go in 8th. Or I'm sorry, Steve Holzhausen will go 8th. Ricky Johnson will go 9th. Noodleman will restart in 10th with Sensiva next in line. And Brandon Sperling, they're a couple of laps down. It'll be the 18 and the 11 next in the running order. 5 to go, and here we go for the victory. Sauter going for his 4th win of the season. Eddie all over him in 2nd spot. Eddie got a good restart that time.
Well, you know, they had the pace car running 3rd or 4th in that line right there. they all started about the middle of the turns 3-4.
Eddie trying to get his first victory in almost a full season. First race back in 1999. What a story this has been today. The 9 of Sauter, the 88 of Eddie. There's the progress Eddie's made since lap 59. Right up on Sauter's back bumper. 3 to go this time by. Sauter pushes high. Eddie with running room on the inside gets into Sauter a little bit. Leans on him. Eddie to the inside. This is for the lead. Mike Eddy by half a car length gets by Sauter. The fans on their feet. Mike Eddy retakes the point from Sauter. 2 laps to go this time by. There'll be 2 to go.
If he can catch him.
Look at Johnson up there. The 44 for 3rd spot. Johnson wants more. Top 3 cars are nose to tail. White flag will wave next time by. Sauter trying to mount a charge. Eddie takes off. Eddie opens up 3 car lengths on Sauter. Johnson will go outside the 9 car. He thinks he can get 2nd. White flag waving over the 88 of Eddie. Johnson in the 44 is 3rd and wants more. Sauter has to be incredibly frustrated. Gave up the lead with less than 5 to go. Ken Alexander has spun, but will stay green. Eddie into 3. He's a quarter of a lap away from an improbable comeback victory. Fans are standing. Checkered flag is in the air, and Mike Eddy is your winner. Mike Eddy wins in his return to competition in the DuPont Chevrolet. Eddie, your winner. The 9 of Sauter is 2nd. Jimmy Johnson is 3rd. Beebe is 4th. St.Amant gets 5th. Hoffman is 6th. Jack Landis, Steve Holzhausen, Kevin Noodleman, and Mike Miller, the top 10 unofficially here at LaCrosse Fairgrounds Speedway. Eddie's crew thrilled with what's happened here this afternoon. The fans don't believe what they've just seen. We'll be back. Welcome back to the ACDelco DuraStop 300, the ASA ACDelco Challenge Series. The show complete this afternoon. If you love short track stock car racing, doesn't get much better than what you've just seen here. Let's meet our winner with Brian Drever.
All right, Mike Eddy. Last thing I asked you, Mike, was are you ready to give them a little taste of what they're used to? How does win number 57 feel?
I just really can't believe it. You know, it's just one of them days that you just can't believe it. You know, this is a whole new crew, this DuPont Automotive Chevy, and Height Motorsports crew. I just can't believe the job they did today. And we were in the back lot a lot today, and we got in front. We decided we were going to stay there because the shifter fell out off the car, and we couldn't downshift. So made it really bad to restart, but the car was awesome all day long.
Once you got rolling, nobody had anything for you, and I think a lot of your experience is what brought you to victory lane.
Well, I'd like to think that is, you know. Been sitting at home watching these races. I was just wondering how good these guys were. I had to come back and check it out.
Congratulations, Mike.
Okay.
Great win for Mike Eddy today. His 57th career ASA win and his return to the series in the 14th round of the season. Great to have Mike back and no longer on the sidelines. More to come from LaCrosse in a moment. Our TNN Motorsports exclusive coverage of the VIP Warehouse ACDelco DuraStop 300 has been brought to you in part by Grease Lightning Multi-Purpose Degreaser and by ACDelco Automotive Parts. If you're not asking for it, you're asking for it. We'll show you the unofficial top 10 today at LaCrosse Fairgrounds Speedway. Mike Eddy with an unbelievable win, his first start of the season, and a brand new race car, and he gets by Tim Sauter with 3 to go to take the victory. Jimmy Johnson grabs third. We'll show you the second 10. Tristan Dupuis, after that late tangle with Mike Miller, finishes in 11th spot. Ricky Johnson, Greg Stewart, Chad Wood, and Harold Fair rounding out your first 15. Mike Garvey, who led early for a bunch of laps, ends up 16th. They had 4 pit stops with drive plate problems. Show you 21st through 30th. Not bad for Ted Musgrave Jr. and Jimmy Mars, their first ASA appearances. And Tim Taylor comes home 23rd today. Final group of 6 looked like this. Walbeck and Gottwald, Carol Adamy, who hit the wall, Burgess, Gilly, and Russ Tuttle, first car out in the 16. Tough break for the deputy sheriff from Marion County, Indiana. Hope you've enjoyed the action. Great run for Tim Sauter, who comes to second in points, stays second in points, drops back to 57 behind, but Jimmy Johnson has tightened it up with that third place finish. Only 59 markers back unofficially. Two-way communications equipment for the ACDelco Challenge Series provided by Racing Electronics, the official communications group of the American Speed Association. ASA Racing is produced for television by Silver Fox Sports from Charlotte, North Carolina. And a reminder, check out all things in motorsports and all things in racing on country.com, your personal source on the web for all things country and all things in racing. For Butch Miller and Jim Trado, Brian Drebber on pit road, I'm Rick Benjamin. They don't come any better than this. We hope you enjoyed our coverage today from LaCrosse Fairgrounds Speedway. We're back with you with the ASA for the Milwaukee Mile in 3 weeks, Sunday afternoon, August 29th at 2 Eastern and Pacific. I'll see you next Sunday morning at 11 o'clock Eastern and Pacific on TNN's Race Day. Our congratulations to Mike Eddy and the DuPont Chevrolet crew. We'll see you next time.